You ever wonder what makes a website feel, well, alive? You know, what lets you click on things, swipe through photos, and see stuff happen in real time? Well, that invisible magic, that force behind the scenes, it has a name. And today we are pulling back the curtain on it. We're talking all about JavaScript, the language that really, truly powers the modern web. Okay, so to really get what JavaScript does, we first have to talk about its two best friends. Think of it like this. Building a website is kind of like building a person. First up, you've got HTML. That's the skeleton. It gives the website its basic structure, the bones. It defines things like this is a heading, this is a paragraph, here's an image. Then you have CSS. CSS is like the skin, the hair, the clothes. It's all about the style, the colors, the fonts, the layout, everything that gives the website its look and feel. So you have a structure and you have a look. But right now, it's all static. It's just a mannequin in a store window. It looks the part, but it can't move, it can't react, it can't actually do anything. Which brings us to the most important question, right? What's the spark that breathes life into it? Well, the answer is the very thing that makes the web feel like a living, breathing language. And that language is JavaScript, or as you'll almost always hear it, just JS. So if HTML gives us the nouns, the structure, and CSS gives us the aesthetics, then JavaScript gives us the verbs. It's the action word. It's the programming language that adds all the interactivity and all the behavior. In our little analogy, it's the brain and the muscles that make our web person dynamic and responsive. But here's the key thing. None of these technologies work alone. To build anything that feels modern on the web, you need all three of them working together. They're this powerful, essential team, the core web trio. So let's just break that down one more time really clearly. You've got HTML providing the structure, those are the nouns. You've got CSS providing the style, the aesthetics. And then you have JavaScript providing the interactivity, the verbs. It's this exact combination that took the web from being just a bunch of static pages to the rich, complex applications that we use every single day. You could really sum it all up like this. JavaScript is the programming language that breathes life and interactivity into the World Wide Web. Honestly, without it, the dynamic, app-like web that we all know today, it wouldn't exist. Simple as that. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. JavaScript's power isn't just limited to what you see happening in your browser window. Over the years, its capabilities have just exploded, and now it basically operates on two different fronts. First, you've got its original, most common role, client-side scripting. Now, client is just a techie word for you, or more accurately, your web browser, your Chrome, your Safari, whatever you use. This just means that the JavaScript code gets downloaded right along with the website and runs directly on your computer to handle everything you see and do on that page. So what does that actually look like in the real world? Oh, it's everywhere. Think about when you're filling out a sign-up form and it tells you your password is too weak before you even hit the submit button. That's JavaScript. Or when you click a like button on social media and the number ticks up instantly without the whole page having to reload. Yep, that's JavaScript too. Interactive maps, slick little animations, all of that is happening right there on the client side. But the story doesn't stop in your browser, not even close. There was this huge breakthrough called Node.js, and it allowed developers to start running JavaScript on the server. The server is the behind-the-scenes part of an app. It's where the databases live, where user accounts are managed, all the heavy lifting and core logic that you never actually see. This was a complete game changer. I mean it. All of a sudden, a developer could build an entire application from the buttons you click on the screen all the way down to the deep server logic, using just one language. This whole idea, they call it full-stack JavaScript, is the reason the language is now the backbone for some of the fastest, most scalable apps in the world. So with this incredible versatility, it's probably no surprise that JavaScript has broken way outside of just the web browser. You'll now find it in pretty much every corner of the tech world. First off, of course, is its home turf. From a simple blog to incredibly complex web applications like Google Docs or Facebook, JavaScript is the engine that's driving that whole user experience. It has also made the leap to mobile. Using tools called frameworks like React Native, developers can write JavaScript code that then becomes a real native app on both your iPhone and your Android phone. That means one codebase can power an app across totally different devices. Pretty cool. Okay, this one might be the most surprising. Many of the desktop apps that you probably use every single day are actually built with JavaScript. Apps like Slack, The code editor VS Code, and a bunch of others use a tool called Electron to build a desktop experience using web technologies. And of course, as we've already seen, it's a huge force on the server, powering the backbone of countless online services, handling all the data and logic far away from what we see on our screens. So all of this brings us to a really important question. How on earth did this one language become so incredibly dominant across so many different parts of technology? Because make no mistake about it, by almost any metric you can find, JavaScript is the world's most popular programming language today. Its reach and its influence are just massive. And it really boils down to three main reasons. First, ubiquity. Think about it. There's a web browser on your phone, your laptop, your tablet, probably your TV. And wherever there's a browser, JavaScript can run. Second, accessibility. It's actually pretty easy for beginners to get started and see visual results right away, which is super motivating when you're learning. And finally, its huge ecosystem. There is this enormous global community building tools, libraries, and frameworks that just make it faster and more powerful to build things. That ecosystem is home to absolute powerhouses like React, Angular, and Vue.js. You've probably heard those names. These are frameworks. You can think of them like super advanced toolkits that give developers a structure and a ton of pre-built parts so they can build gigantic applications way more efficiently than if they had to start from zero. So there we have it. We've gone from the basic building blocks of the web all the way to the full stack power of modern JavaScript, and we've seen how it breathes life into everything from websites to the apps on your desktop. So I'll just leave you with this thought. Every interactive menu you use, every real-time chat you have, every dynamic chart you see online, it's all a testament to the power of JavaScript. So now that you know the language that brings the web to life, what interactive experiences will you imagine?